Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of the Knitting Yak. I'm Paola, the co-founder of My Yak, and I'm here with my special guest, Aleks Byrd. Is that how you pronounce your family name? The last name, is that Byrd?
Yes, it's Byrd, yes.
Okay, right. So nice to see you.
You too.
Around. Well, we actually have not been seeing each other since Vogue Knitting 2020, I think. Is 21, 22, is 2.5 years. That's a long time for not seeing each other.
Yeah, it's too long, but hopefully things are changing now and we will be able to see each other soon.
Yes. And you're doing quite a lot. Oh, I actually want you to be here. I want you to show the beautiful artwork that I have behind me. And I thought that this particular one here, let me see, is, so I'm in the gallery. If you don't know, if you don't know me because you're joining because of Aleks. Besides My Yak and the fiber business, I'm also once in a while I curate art show in Tibetan art. And it so happened that this week, that was the show was opening last week. So I'm in the gallery and I'm taking advantage of the beautiful work of my friend, Tibetan artist Rabkar Wanchuk. And, I have the light instead of being in my bedroom. So let me see if I can just move that because it's so beautiful that I want people to see it.
All the colors and the light.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
And I think is actually, My Yak really, all of the colors of My Yak are inspired by Tibetan culture and inspired by Tibetan art. And Rabkar has been working, is the author of the Knitting Yak. So the little yak that knits is the author of it. So we have a very close connection. And, for me, it's really nice to be able. And I thought that the three ladies here, they had, with their scarves, just be perfect for a knitting chat.
Perfect.
So how you've been doing?
Good. Busy, starting to things opening up and traveling again, which is really nice to see knitters in person. And sign books, and so a lot of that coming up, but I'm so enjoying it. It's nice getting out again and still knitting, so I'm still working on a few new things, but just celebrating the lot of work that went into the book. So
but before we talk about the book, let's intro, if you have in few words, you have to introduce yourself, or as many words as you like.
Sure. I'm Aleks Byrd. I'm a knitwear designer and illustrator. I currently live in Bath in the southwest of England. I'm not British. I am American, Canadian, and Estonian. I use a lot of my Estonian background in the designs that I create for knitting patterns using traditional techniques, but with a bit of a modern twist to make them really accessible and fun patterns for all knitters to knit.
Perfect introduction. And I think that I think what attracts a lot of people towards your design, which are stunning, is the Estonian tradition. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? I mean, I know that the book is all about that, but maybe, I know you travel there very often, but especially for, maybe for, American or Asian, they might not be as familiar as Estonia as others. Maybe we want to talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So my mom's side of the family, they're all Estonians. My mom is Estonian and Canadian. I grew up in the United States, so just a bit south of where Paola is in Washington, D.C., in a bilingual household, so English and Estonian. Had a lot of the culture growing up, mostly food. And I traveled kind of later, like in my teens, started going to Estonia to see family there. So I have a lot of extended family and I spend a lot of time with them. And they are a lot of them are very creative. They're designers in lots of different fields. And so to give you an idea, for those who don't know where Estonia is, it's in northeastern Europe. So just south of Finland, borders Russia and Latvia. It's one of the 3 Baltic states or countries, so Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. And we speak Estonian, which Language-wise is closest to Finnish, and then Hungarian. It sounds very different from languages in the rest of Europe, and it's probably one of the most difficult languages grammatically, but it is a beautiful one. It's known for singing, so we have a lot of beautiful folk songs in Estonian. I'm not the best singer. I have cousins who are in professional choirs, and I just bow at their talents.
That's nice. And Tallinn is one of the, of course, I've seen pictures and everything else I've been following. And I always say, okay, this season I go, this spring I go. And it's one of those things that as close as I am when I am in Europe or when I was younger, I went to Finland, I went to Norway, I went to Hungary, I went to other places. And that was the place that, you can just take a ferry from Finland.
It's a 2-hour ferry. I'm going to be doing it next month because I go quite often.
Yeah.
It's very close. So all of my family are predominantly in Tallinn, which is the capital. Actually, a lot of the pictures from the book, which we'll talk about, are taken there. It's a beautiful city, very walkable. You can do one end to the other in 20 minutes. Estonia is very flat, so it's quite nice. I live where it's very hilly, which is not as much fun hiking up steep.
Oh no, I love it. I love hiking. I just had an idea. And, this is what my team, when I wake up in the morning, I call them and I say, I have an idea. And they're like, oh God, there she comes. And she comes with so much work and so many other things. But this is how my yak is growing and coming. I just had an idea. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
We can talk about
I want to hear it.
Let's do a knitting retreat together in Tallinn or nearby.
Let's do it. I have so many people asking me, would you ever do a retreat in Estonia? And I've always said, I've never said no. It's just a matter of figuring out how to make it work.
You will make it work. I mean,
on board.
Yes,
100%. I know lots of places.
And you heard it here. So whoever is watching now, and thank you for joining us and watching. Lots of people watching. You heard it here, so she cannot deny. So my team is
now.
tomorrow morning when they see this, is like, what did she say? Where are we going?
We'll just have lots of messages. How can I book now? Start planning.
I think that would be, sometime I think when we organize this knitting retreat, the next one is in September in Italy with Isabel Kramer. We have one in next April and in June. I'm thinking where do I want to go? What do I want to do? Where do I want to spend a week? And let's, with friends. So that's, then we organize a full retreat around it. So I think this is a perfect idea.
Be really fun. Yeah, it's something I've thought about doing, but you definitely need a good group of people to help you out. That's not a one-person planning.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, I know that. Yeah,
I'm sure.
It's good. Now we have the designer and I have the good team. So the team is fantastic. Of course, I have to go scouting it first.
Well, you can come visit me and we'll scout out some good places.
Yeah, let's do that. Oh my God, I'm already excited. You see, I knew I wanted to chat. We've been trying to do this chat for a while. Yes. And then you got so busy with the book. So but let's go straight and talk to the book. I think that's what people want to hear. First, I want to thank you, Sini, for sending me this copy. That was really, really nice of her to do that. So, so I got it, very, very early on. And I'm like, I'm so excited to see it. But let's talk about it. So how did the book come about? So the book is called Tradition Revisited, Modern and Estonian Knits, as she said, traditional Estonian techniques with a modern twist. Yeah.
So they're all traditional inspired, but they're not classic traditional knits. So I have my own little personal collection. Every time I'm in Estonia, I buy a lot of the traditional knits by the master knitters. So I have samples to show when I teach. But these are very much, they're inspired, but different, because the traditional stuff is knit on needle sizes of about 2 millimeters and smaller. Yeah. I've got a sock that is halfway done, but it's like knitting on sticks. So the book has been kind of an idea in my head for, 3-4 years, but it took a bit of time to kind of make sense of it. But I wanted to make the techniques and patterns for it accessible. So I have a very large library of knitting books, some very old Estonian knitting books, some newer ones. There aren't a lot of books on Estonian knitting translated into English, and there are a few, and they're okay translations, but they're written more for Northern European knitters, that there's a bit of an expectation that you know roughly what you're doing. It's not going to walk you step by step and tell you how to stitches and what to do. So this was kind of finding a balance between everything and making it accessible, because a lot of the techniques aren't known outside of Estonia, or if they are, very limited.
Right.
So demystifying it. They're all techniques that look a lot harder than they are. They're deceptively easy.
Right. And for people watching, just to let you know that we have Amy monitoring the chat. So if you have any question, please feel free to put them in. And also all of the patterns, the ideas, or all the links that we're going to talk about it, I will put it down in the description box so you can just watch this chat again. So all of the information is down there. And in the meantime, if you're not subscribed, please remember to subscribe to our channel and follow Aleks and us on Instagram and all the social media as well. All right, so so you had the idea, and you said, did you call immediately Jonna and Sini of Laine and say, hey, I have an idea and I want to publish a book? How did it happen?
Pretty much. I had a friend who happens to work in publishing, and I said, how do I go about this? I knew I wanted to work with Laine. I had worked with them, Sini and Jonna, before, doing stuff for the magazine, and I knew they would do an amazing job with it, and they would get it. They're Finnish, I'm Estonian, we're very similar in culture, and I went, they will understand, they'll do a beautiful job. And it was actually, I gave them the proposal for the book at the Mayak party in January of 2020.
You see,
Mayak is a full circle. Because I hadn't seen them in person. That was the first time kind of in a little while. And I went, so I have this idea for a book. Can I give it to you? Have a think and get back to me. So we started chatting from that point, and then it just kind of went from there. But I had always wanted to work with them on it because I knew we could create something beautiful together.
That's nice. I mean, to be honest, the first design that the way I met your design is, I'm holding a book because it's so beautiful. I just want to,
It is, yeah. I just stroke it because
it's really, I mean, we will talk about, because the way it is made as well is just, well, let's talk about that actually. So first is huge. I mean, it's really big and it's huge. Photography is sensational. Jonna and Sini did all the photography. The texture outside, I love the cover. I like the texture on the cover here. So it's embossed, which is really nice. But the textile, this has a textile. You want to talk about this part?
So this was actually the idea of the graphic designer who, this was her first book she has done for Laine. She did an amazing job. And she came up with the idea of putting a pattern on the spine. So I took one of the patterns from, actually it is from
this one,
from VESKI, which you are wearing. I was like, I have it behind me in the pile, but you got it on. And I kind of simplified it a little bit down to put on the spine.
That's it.
And so that got embossed, so it has a really lovely texture. I mean, when I got my first copies, I just kept going like, it's so beautiful.
It's like, it's like, before you knit it, you just need to pet it. You pet the yarn, you have to pet the book. You really do. It's when I saw it, the colors, everything is so beautiful. And I love the fact there is what you call it, the bookmark as well, because you're just there and you want to find it. Inside to me, you sold me on the first page. Can you tell me about this?
So that is from outside a handcraft center on one of the islands called Muhu, and they're famous for floral embroidery. They're famous for this type of embroidery. Ooh. These are actually my shoes for one of my outfits. Yeah, so we took the photographs in Tallinn and the capital, and then I took Sinja and Jonna out to the islands because they're just absolutely beautiful. And so we went there and they're like, this is beautiful. And so they took pictures of this beautiful painted wall outside the craft center mimicking the embroidery.
Yeah, that's really, I mean, just that. I opened it and said, okay, whatever that is, I want it. And but of course, you know, the inside is amazing. All the photography is, you know, the neat, you know, of course, the garments, but also the photography itself. I think sometime when you have these amazing books, people sort of focus on the patterns. To me, you know, you can see the surrounding of art, and I know you're an artist as well in your own right. The photography surrounding this, it just tells so much about the care that the publisher, in this case, Laine, together with the designer, takes about it, and you know, just to show.
Yeah, there's some winter versions. Yeah, well, it was important to me that we did a little bit of scenery. So for those who haven't heard of Australia, haven't visited, you kind of get a little bit of a sense of the place where things used in the designs are coming from, colors and feel.
And I said it before. I mean, the reason why I said that you're an artist in your own right, because you are a graphic designer, right?
So I studied both graphic design and illustration in New York. So I spent 4 years in Brooklyn. I specialized in illustration, but I do graphic design as well. So yes, the stuff that I do now is mostly knitting related. So I did a lot of illustrations of, my most well-known one is a series called The Knitster Girls, of me. They're based on me knitting and various different positions of knitting garments really on myself. Yeah.
Do you have anything there handy that just
I do.
And you've done your logo as well, right? The one with little bird, which is up there. You can see it behind you. Yeah,
that is one. There we go.
I love this one. Yeah. And those are also, you have them for sale somewhere?
Yes, I have them on my website. So I've got a couple of cards. I did do posters at one point. Those might come back again. We'll see. But I have some cards.
Good. Then we will put the website as well down below for your reading pleasure. So you also work part-time at a yarn story in Bath, or full-time?
Part-time. So I do 1 day a week there. It's nice to kind of get a little bit of interaction with knitters in the shop. So I help with people's knitting questions. They've got a pattern that's giving them a bit of trouble, or helping them pick out yarn. So it's also a way I get to see new yarns come in person.
Yeah, that's a good thing. So Carmen is the owner of a yarn story.
Yes.
And it so happened that she is carrying our entire line of Yak fiber. So if you're in the UK, it's either Loop London or Yarn Story, the two stores, wonderful, both of them wonderful. They're carrying Yak. So that's why, for Aleks.
We're very lucky, because otherwise it would be it's more challenging. But it's really nice that I can see all of the yarns from both shops.
Yes. Yeah. So that's really nice. It's and and Carmen is amazing. Actually, you were just in Bath. Was it a festival just there now?
So right after the book was released, a yarn story had a party here in Bath, and then last weekend I was actually in Portugal.
Oh yes,
we had a knitting festival there for knitting with friends.
Knit with friends. Yes, yeah, and we had a lovely little Portuguese store that asked to carry my yak there. It was so nice. We couldn't be there.
Next time,
because
definitely worth it.
Porto is. I'm actually going to Portugal in 2 weeks and on vacation. I will love it, and I really wanted to go there, but because of this exhibition, I just could not be. Otherwise I would have just flown there.
Next year.
Yeah. Just after our retreat, yes. That could do. We could just stay in Europe. But
we'll just make it all work together.
Yeah, exactly. What I was saying before is about the first time I actually met you was in Vogue Knit Live, and we had one of your design in our stand that a knitter friend knit, and it's just the name was. We did it we did it in, of course, I should have not mentioned it because
the name of the pattern. That one is,
it had a yoke. It was in the Laine magazine.
That is, in Estonian, it's riste or risti in English.
Yes. So that was the one. So a customer of ours, a friend, a knitter, did knit that, and she sent it to me saying, well, you're going to the show, would you like to show? I was like, what is this? This is amazing. Of course, I knew it was in the magazine. I was like, and Yona and Sini were a special guest at the A Night to Remember event. The night before, that's where you came as well. Olga was here. I think you came with Olga, yes, right?
Yeah.
Olga Buraya-Kefelian, a dear friend as well. And I loved it. And I remember asking Olga, and I said, wow, do you think she would design something with our yarn? And just ask her. So, no, I don't think I can ask. I mean, how can I approach her? So, and Olga told me, it's so easy, just speak to her. She's so nice.
Well, Olga and I are friends because Olga actually lives not far from where I grew up. So every time my parents still live there. So every time I'm there, we meet up for coffee. And yes, I've seen all of her designs in Mayak, and I was like, I need this. So that's why she's like, yeah, just ask. And I just ask. Yes.
So that's, so that's why I was like, okay, right. The time will come, and then we start talking, which is really great. But let's go straight into the book. So what I would like to do, so that people know as well, if you don't have the book, you can order directly from Laine, from the website, or you can just find out the gazillion of stockists. You cannot miss it. Everybody has it in the stores. Unless it's sold out, right? I think
I don't think it is. At least as far as I know,
some stores, because I know I had quite a few people asking if we were carrying it, and we said no, because I don't have the showroom anymore. I just have one copy, which I'm hold very tight. I'm waiting to
safe. Yeah,
Alex to get it signed, so I'm not giving up my copy.
Yes, when I see you next, I will sign it. We will make that happen.
Yeah, we can't give away secrets, but something is happening as well. So we cannot give any secrets away, but something might happen not too far away in the future. Yes, but let's not do that. So I'm holding on to this. All of the stockists, if you are in the UK, of course, all of the stores there. In the US, Italy, I think everybody has it. So you cannot miss it. So what I want you to do is maybe explain, because I think is divided into different techniques, right?
Yes, so they're kind of roughly chapters. So there are 5 techniques, and so each chapter covers one technique, and you've got tutorials, so illustrated tutorials with text, and then there's about between 3 to 5 patterns for each technique. Yeah, so you can try them out, and there's small to large projects.
Yeah. So let's go to the first one. So the first one, which is maybe is the most intricate. The rosimine, is that you say rosimine or no?
So in Estonian it's rosimina, but I put it for English speakers. You can say rosimina, and that is fine.
And in Estonian you say rosimina?
Rosimina, so a rolled R.
Rosimina. Okay.
Yeah.
I like to try my best. And this is a inlay technique, right?
Yes.
Do you want to talk about that?
I would say it's actually probably one of the easiest. Okay. It looks a lot harder than it actually is, and it's something that I teach quite a bit of, and every student goes, oh, that's so easy. It has it's very hard to describe. It's somewhere between intarsia and stranded colorwork. So you're making your pattern by creating floats on the right side of your work purposely, and it's usually placed somewhat similar to intarsia, so you don't usually, traditionally it's not done all the way in the round always. So and it's usually on small projects, but I've done it on sweaters and cardigans, as well as more like expected items like mittens and gloves.
Right. So I have my daughter singing in the background. I don't know if you can.
She's waiting for her moment.
I'm like, okay. So I got a bit distracted. I'm sorry for that. That's one of the beauty.
Fine.
I was like, what is she doing? So the first one is called KILP.
Yes.
KILP. How do you pronounce it?
So I would say in Estonian, KILP.
KILP, okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm like, we are learning here, guys. Maybe I should let you pronounce it, KILP. And that's the one.
Yes, which I have hanging back there, but I have another one close by on hand too.
Let's talk about this one.
So this one is so all of the patterns in the book are seamless patterns. So all the sweaters and cardigans, no seaming. This one's done top down with a satin sleeve. And then you've got 3 motifs going down the front. And I've done it in one color, but use Spin Cycle. So you get the self-changing colors. So it looks like I've done lots of different colors, but it's just one. And it's a nice kind of simple, kind of classic sweater, but you kind of embellish it with the roosimine. And this one's actually, this is a sample which my mom knit. She likes to sample or test knit for me. So the original one behind me is in Tuku wool and Spin Cycle, but I've got this one which my mom knit in Tibetan Cloud with Spin Cycle. Which
I just found out 5 minutes ago, guys. So
I know, because I only got the samples recently and I was like, oh, okay.
First of all, your mom is an amazing knitter. I mean, I spoke more to your mom than to you in the last few years.
Yes, she's done a lot of shopping. She's done a lot of shopping. I live vicariously. I live vicariously.
Yeah, she's a good shopper, I must say. I was like, the last time she did shopping with me, eventually I figured I was your mom. I was like, ooh, like that. Oh, la la, that's good. And we will talk about it, but she did knit our sample as well, our samples as well. So the one that you had is in Tibetan Cloud. I think you use, and because I just heard 5 minutes ago, it will take us a minute to put kit together and put them on the website. Yeah. So be patient, give us a few days to just to put them on the website. But if not, you just have to look at the pattern and see the yardage that you need. So this is the Tibetan Cloud. I don't have all the colors clearly. I think this is a full scale of the Tibetan Cloud. I think you use there the Cladonia or Artemisia. I think it's Artemisia, which is the
lightest. This is Artemisia. It's got a little bit more kind of a green to it.
And somebody's asking if the spin cycle that you use is that cycle Dreamscape.
This is Dreamstate, yes. So
sorry, yeah, I'm just reading.
Yeah, no, the sweater is done. So the main color is sport weight, and then the roosimine yarn is in a worsted weight. So it's done with a single strand.
Ooh, so I could see that. So if you were to do
with the yak medium,
the yak medium on top, and then grab a color. Oh, look at that! Even that. To do something like strong or something more.
And you could do it just like one color, or you could do each of the motifs a different color.
Oh yeah,
really play around with it. Like, that's nice. I like that.
I think one day somebody will say, please stop with the pink. I'm
there are pink lovers out there. I'm not the biggest pink lover, but it's nice to have pink.
Even color on color. Look at that. Let me try to find a. Oh yeah. So even if 2 greens together,
nice. I like green. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, clearly you convinced me to do this.
I know.
Green, and you're the second designer that convinced me this month to do something in green, and I did it, and it looks good actually. I must say myself.
But the other options for it were really nice too. So I like green.
You talked about the other options. Yes. You did had voiced in the colors that went into this one. But so it could be like a DK. The original again is Tuku wool with a Spin Cycle. Yes. So Tuku wool is from Finland. Tina, who's also the owner of the wonderful yarn store in Jyväskylä.
Yes.
It's the owner of Tuku wool as well. And of course, Spin Cycle is Spin Cycle. Everybody knows about the wonderful Spin Cycle girls.
Yeah.
So, and then you say that it's not as difficult as it looks, right?
Yes, it's a lot easier. I do video tutorials as well, but you should between both the tutorials and the book, you should manage fine, but I do have videos as well, so you can use both.
That's good to know.
Easy.
So next up is VESKI, which is what I have on as well. So I'll show you the picture first.
There we go.
So that is, so this one, so it does, VESKI means windmill? No.
So technically windmill is VESKI. VESKI is mill, but I kind of shortened it so it wouldn't be quite super long name. And this is based on a traditional motif. So a lot of the Rosimina ones, there are certain shapes that get repeated, and this one's based off the idea of what a windmill looks like, but kind of just abstracted a bit. So you kind of have like sort of like panes of a windmill, but it's a little bit more geometric.
Right. So it is really like a center. Is that like a central motif? And you know, to be honest, when I first saw this sketch, I thought, whoa, you know, it would sort of fill my bosom. Yeah, but it doesn't. Is because it's so. I'm just going to stand up a little bit or more closer. Yeah. So you know, it really is like a painting in a way. You can see. Yeah. And how light it is depends also. It really depends very much on the color that you choose. And I love how the motif comes back on the sleeves.
Yeah, I like putting just a little bit of detail on the sleeves. Otherwise, you just have plain sleeves, which is fine. Yeah. But it's nice to add just a little something, keeps it interesting.
So this is a worsted waist. So we did, Aleks' mom, after back and forth, she was so nice and she knit this for me. I just love it. Of course, I have to crank the air conditioning. So if you're looking at me wearing a sweater and not sweating, it's because
I would put one on, but I don't have air conditioning. So I'm just hold things up or let my mannequin wear for me.
Please, guys, appreciate me a little bit more now, because as soon as this is over, I'm like,
feel everything off.
An ice cream or something. The main color that we have, so again, this is Aleks' choice. Amy, who's minding the chat, helped me with the color combination. She always helps me with the color combination. She's doing great with that. So we use the moss, the night flower, which I find it, dusty pink, and oatmeal. So this is the first color combination that we've done. So you can see it on the sleeves, and it's really, really beautiful. I'm so happy that we went with this one.
It's not something what I would almost pick. So I was really excited to see the combinations that you and Amy had put together to choose from.
Yeah. So we do have yarn kits for this one. So at least, you know, for this one, we were prepared. Yeah. And we also, when we discussed it, we thought, okay, let's try today. It's so beautiful that we wanted to create some other color combination as well. And so we went with the chocolate. So this is the natural color of the Baby Yak. This is a worsted weight, the medium weight. The Mindful Mood, which is very similar to the night flower. So, okay, actually have it here. The Mindful Mood in the cashmere, we just need one skein, which is a great way to try the cashmere. The Brick Dust, which used to be one of the limited edition color of the Kora Club, and now is back. And the Mustard. Opa.
Little mountain of yarn.
Yes, is. I think I want one like that. So if your mom is watching, mom.
Yeah, she's knit a couple of these because I've knit one, and I think she's done 3 of them now. It's a very fast knit. It's a very fast knit.
So 4 is better. No, actually, which is done this one as well. So that was the second color combination. But again, you can just choose, you know, the number of skeins and the yarn that you like. And the third color combination was with another limited edition color that we had at the Kora that we brought back, the Purple Fig, Petrol, Emerald, and Oatmeal again. So that was for lovers of blue and purple. This is also very, very beautiful. And which of course we don't have a kit because it's not kittable yet. But because we just launched the Kora Club last week with the gold and yellow.
Such a good color. Such a good color.
It's
Yeah.
so beautiful. So if you happen to have register, or if you just want to get the Kora Club, it's still open for a few days, and you want to get for any actually of the other pattern that we talk about, this is called Shine, like a sunshine. So it's a beautiful yellow color that could be either the main color or the contrasting color. But I could see, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know, what color shall we put together? Shall we do it with again with the chocolate?
Yeah, we could. Maybe.
What else do you think I should put together? Do you want the orange?
That could be nice. And maybe, I don't know, I'm feeling, I don't
Do you
know.
want- What about a more natural, or like a,
That could work. What about petrol? No, that's a bit too primary then if it's petrol. That's kind of nice.
but let's see if we drop, maybe it's too much. Shall we do, oh, the petrol you say? No, that I don't think. Well, it's actually very Ukrainian kind of.
Yeah, I was going to say we're going very Ukrainian colors.
Could be, maybe we should maybe this should be the main color.
That would be very fun. That is
my
the main
goodness
color.
gracious, that would be so fun.
So nice with
And
the
then we
chocolate.
just need like oh, even the green would look good, but no, let me not go green.
could
What about the burgundy?
That's quite nice.
Like that,
Yeah.
or maybe
That's
I need
pretty.
something lighter. It's all nice. You see,
What about the black?
I was waiting for Amy to pop in and tell me, because I was like, where is she? Why is she not commenting? She always does when she's like, so night flower instead of what, Amy? So you can answer. So I got the yellow, I got the night flower.
Night flower.
I like the
Yeah,
desert. I like those three.
What about the moss?
Ooh, moss.
There she is,
Yeah.
in the background. She's in the,
Moss.
you know, the stratosphere somewhere. You don't know, you don't see her, but she's always there.
She's there. She's watching.
She's watching. Yeah. Big sister is watching. Oh, I love that. You see?
That's nice. Yeah, I think
She's
moss.
around
is
for a
that.
reason.
That would be
Yeah.
really pretty.
Somebody has to remember. I think I will put up a kit tomorrow. Oh no, we cannot. No, you have to get this for the Kora Club. I cannot put up a kit for this one. Yeah.
So everyone has to get the Kora kit.
Remember, get the
now.
Kora Club, whatever yardage you need for this. Just go now before it runs out, and then you get the moss, the desert, and the night flower. So that's for this one.
Yeah, that would be really beautiful. Someone needs to knit that because I need to see.
Somebody, yeah. Again, mom, yeah.
I know she's gonna be like, how many sweaters
Yes.
do you want
How
me to
many
knit?
sweaters? Yeah. I think that
I do knit some of the sweaters myself, but yes,
Yeah.
I did have help for the book.
I will have to call her. I have a direct line actually.
There you go. Yeah.
Next one is, I let you pronounce it just to make sure I don't.
Yes, I was
butcher.
going to say the yellow you picked is actually perfect. So this is PÄIKENE, which means sunshine. So
Oh my
that
God.
yellow, I was like, yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. Is that a worsted again or not?
This is a DK held double, but the worsted would work.
Oh,
So,
perfect.
I mean, it is like,
Oh my God, look at this one.
I mean, yeah.
But is it looks like a cardigan on
It is a cardigan.
Oh, it is a cardigan.
This is one that I would put on, but I would probably melt sunshine. But it is
Oh
a
my God, I
cardigan
think I need
with
this
a
one.
nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, I'll put it on quickly because it is.
Please. I mean, I have you. I just put it on
You
you.
have me, but I'll put it on as well. You can have your devil
Oh,
on the
thank
screen
you.
wearing
This is
it.
gorgeous.
It is one that I really, really like. I should
Oh.
stand for the back so you can see my room. It's very small in here, but it's a
Yeah.
very long cardigan. You can make it shorter, but I quite like long.
Right, the
open
long that
line.
covers the.
Yes, covers everything you need, but
Let
you've
me
got all the
see.
beautiful
More
detail work.
pictures? Yeah, that's the picture I want you to see. These details on the sleeve. This is amazing. Look at that. Oh yeah.
There you go.
So, but could it be, so the worsted would be just on the rosamine?
You could use, actually, I think you could use the worsted for the body as well.
Oh,
I think it would work because this is quite a fluffy DK. I think it would work in the Yak Medium.
We will have to swatch it to make sure.
What about the cloud and the Cladonia held with the wild daisy for the main color and then medium on the color work?
So
the
2DK, like the marlin effect, like
that would be beautiful.
So the
you get this heathery, you get the Tweety effect like in her original there. So if you use like the Cladonia with the wild daisy, and then you could do like the contrasting colors in medium.
Yes, so you could do the Kora color yellow with moss if you want to be exactly matching. we're just doing all the yarn shopping right now. Yes.
Look at that. So that would be that would be the Kora Club Shine, which is perfect for this with the moss. Then we get so if you're watching this episode like a month from now, forget about it. But so doing
you watch it now, you can buy all the yarn.
Yes, now you can do it. And the Cladonia with, of course, with the wild daisy I don't have, but I just have a whiter thing. So there's more together. That would be nice. Or even the deserts, maybe. I don't know. With the sorry.
You could probably do desert. I mean, it would be a little bit
but it would be too
warmer.
But let's see. That was a really nice idea with the that's a really nice idea. Yeah. It's and so that Amy is not actually here. She's home in New Jersey. If not, I would have asked her to come here and join me, but it's not that I think.
And if you can't order the sunshine, you can use the saffron.
That is true.
That's true. But I think the sunshine,
you could do kind of some fun colors as well. So it doesn't have to be the sunshine.
Yeah.
You could.
But I would. I mean, it's such a beautiful colors, and I don't know if it's coming back. So I think if you get it,
petition to have it come back. I mean, it's really
I'm petition. It's a question of sometimes getting the right base, and that's why we have to do the limited edition, because it really depends on we can send a petition to the yaks and see what you're going to eat.
There you go.
And see what happens.
Yeah.
So that was the first technique, and the first how common is this technique in Estonia?
It's not super common. So all the techniques, so I would say Estonian knitting is very regional specific. So you can tell where someone's from their national costume. And with knitting, like particularly with mittens and gloves, every parish, so small area, has its own colorwork pattern, color palette, and even specific techniques. So this one, Roosimine, comes from one area on the coast in the southwest called Tõstamaa. It's used in a couple of other places, but it's predominantly from there, and you only see it on traditional knits from there. So it is specific to some degree, but it's not a technique that you see basically in knitting patterns outside of Estonia. So I'm trying to kind of help introduce it to a larger audience. So working with the ladies there, expanding its reach.
So before we go back to the next, we go forward with the next technique. How common? How many people knit? It's not. I mean, this is a silly question of me.
No, it's not.
It's like very, because we don't know numbers, but is that the knitting tradition is still maintained? And I know that one of your aim with this book is to maintain the tradition as well.
Yeah. So I would say every Estonian living in Estonia learns to knit in school. I didn't go to school there, but my mom taught me. So I think Estonia is at a current population in country of 1.3 million. I think we're at 1.3 million. So everyone learns to knit in school. I have cousins who are younger than me, who I would say most of my relatives, none of them really knit unless it's like they need a gift, and then they just make up the pattern themselves. It's not, Ravelry's starting to become a bit more common there, but it's still not what we know it in the US, UK, elsewhere in Europe. So it's still very much, people learn to knit, they learn the traditional stuff. Some people just stay in that lane and they kind of learn and they keep those skills going. There are some that knit for fun, but it's not quite the same as what most people are used to. and knit nights are not a thing. I have a couple of knitting friends that I've met through one knitting festival that was done in Estonia. 2 friends who live in the same town, but they've never knit in front of each other until that festival. Yeah. And so, yeah, it's starting to change, but but everyone knows how.
You know, the knit night or the even knitting event has not been that common in Italy and either. It's, you know, I have never knit in public ever. I still don't really. I just, you know, because if I am in a knit night, whether it's virtual or whether, you know, we used to have them here, I'm just busy running around, so I don't really sit down. If I just knit, then I really have to concentrate, you know, unless I do like a garter stitch. So it's not that is, you know, as common as others. Is picking up more and more, you know, knitting circles happen in Italy, and but I know that, for example, here, but also in other places in the UK, in Europe, is you know, it's more
popular.
Yeah. And I think it's nice, you know, it's like, it's really nice. So the second technique is those fun little fringes.
Yes.
So is this, again, a traditional technique, common, not common?
It's also specific to certain areas, so coastal areas. So actually it usually is paired with the inlay technique. It's very much the islands and the coast using it fringe. It's not super widely done. It took me a while to figure it out, and there are a lot of different approaches to it because the traditional way wasn't written down. So no one actually knows 100% which way it was done. So some people, the way I do it in the book is working it from the right side. There are some Estonian knitters that work it from the wrong side. And I've tried both, but I find the right side easier. So that's what I'm going with. But it makes a really fun texture.
Yeah, it does. It gives embellished things so much. I mean, I'm in love with KIPEROOSA. How's it called?
Yeah, KIPEROOSA. That's combining the inlay technique, but with fringe. So this is close to what a traditional knit, which I can show you what that looks like.
Do you want to take the sweater off before you faint?
Oh, I'll take it off. I won't.
I just want to make sure
that
you don't feel that you have to.
Traditional ones. These are done by the masters, which I have like on hand. Now these are done super, super tiny needles, but they combine the inlay with the fringe. So that's actually.
And they have that, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So this is close to a traditional knit, but done slightly bigger age, a little bit easier to knit, and I made them flip top.
Well, and sorry if I mean, you know, you said, but this is done with a US 2. It's still done with a 2.75 millimeter. I mean, still
it's small, but it's not as, this is done on a 1.5.
Okay.
So nothing that I think the smallest size in the book, which is for the socks, is a 2.25 millimeter.
Okay.
Nothing smaller than that.
Okay. Yeah. That's small enough.
That's small enough. That's
yeah.
small.
And so now this one, can you show them up because they are so gorgeous? Oh, and they have the flipping thing.
Yes. So you can knit it without the flipping thing. I did it with the flipping only because then, yes, you can use your phone.
Yeah. You know, and
yeah.
Would you ever wear gloves if you cannot use your phone?
I know.
I love full gloves and I'd rather not use the phone.
Yeah, I still have full gloves and I still wear them, but it's sometimes nice to have the foot.
Depends where you are, sometimes if you're in the middle of I live in the mountains in Italy, if you're outside and you're in the snow, then you drop your phone and the phone is in the snow. So no. So let's do that. But this is a fingering weight, is a Finnish yarn. No, it's not.
No, this is actually Irish yarn. So it's a hand dyer that's now opened a mill in Ireland. So they're now they're dyeing and spinning their own yarn. So they've added a new process to the mix.
This would be really nice with like the base would be very nice with the lace weight held double, which makes a beautiful fingering, whether it's like in the chocolate, if you want to mimic this, or the desert.
You could do even, the original yarn has a lot of, my light today, has a lot of different colors in it, because you could do the chocolate with like
the chocolate
night flower or something.
Oh yeah.
That would be really beautiful.
I don't have, so this is the lace weight.
Yeah.
I don't have all the colors here, but these two together, that
you could mix.
That would be really, really nice. And then, so would you need for the rosamine and the
So for the rosamine, I held it double. So what I usually say to get the similar look to the traditional, the way I approach the technique is either hold your yarn double or use a yarn weight 2 thicknesses more than your main color. So you could do it with
could we use the Baby Yak silk held double? I'm trying to grab.
Yeah, you could use the Baby Yak silk double. You could use, that would be really nice.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Or just because I think, there's like smaller
You don't need a lot of yarn.
What about, could you use the Tibetan Cloud, the DK?
Yes, you absolutely could.
Because we have like kits with like 25 grams, or just call us, or
that would work perfectly.
Maybe we should do a kit with that, with just of course.
We're just gonna make all the kits.
Yeah,
I'm here for
just
it.
for that. That is so fun, because I'm just thinking about it. I do.
Yeah, so you don't need a lot.
Exactly. So we do have, the cloud comes in 25 gram skeins now, just for certain kit, just for the kit.
That would work.
So pretty. So basically, this is a full skein of 100 grams, and this is the little tiniest. So let's say these 2 colors, or something similar.
You could do those 2 colors, and then the yak lace. You could do similar to this. I think would be the. Actually, you could do the chocolate with night flower, or you could do. Number.
Or maybe it probably depends on the yardage. Maybe you just want one color, you have one skein, and that keeps the budget down, because then you have the mini skeins of these and just one skein held double. I think that unless you need 2 skeins, and then you can have the two colors. But I see that the amount of for the main color, you only need
it's about 1.
You will need 2 skeins anyway. So actually, because it's 238 yards, 200. So for the
you could marl it, you could do it a solid.
Exactly. Yeah. So we do have a comment that coming in from Zoya. Hi, Zoya. The reason why knitting is tough to young children is because it's hands and eye coordination, plus they're busy concentrating, being still while they're working on the project. That's one of the comments. Well, thank you.
That's true. I would say also, I've met some of the teachers who teach knitting in school in Australia. They're tough. I don't know if I could pass, because I was on a knitting festival doing a sock, and they weren't impressed with my knitting skills. So they're very tough.
Yeah, but it's good. It's good to be tough.
It's good.
It just challenge you to keep going and keep making yourself better. I mean, the technique, this fringe is, I'm showing it again just because I'm so in love with it.
It's so fun, and it's really hard with pictures, but it's just like, you can like run your hands on it, and it just
And you do virtual workshops, right?
Yes, so I'm doing in-person and virtual workshops. So yes, still a bit of both.
And we will talk about that later on.
Yes.
It's good to keep some secrets, so you have to keep watching.
You have to keep watching to the end.
And to the end, until the subtitles end and everything. So the next one is a gorgeous shawl called Tivad or Tivad.
So like, I'm going like, yes, Tivad, yeah. Like, I have all my piles here. Yes.
The photography as well, she's so gorgeous.
Oh, she's stunning.
Let me see if I can do it with my hair. Put it down.
Yeah. It's a very big shawl. It comes in 2 sizes, so you can do kind of one section less, but it's lots of stockinette, and then you get stripes of fringe
these fringes are so cute because they are not long to bag you down, and they're in two colors, right?
So I've done stripes, so kind of in the start and then kind of in between, they're just one color.
Yeah.
So I have like the bright pink and the dark red, and then there are two stripes where you do kind of sections. I think they're about 8 stitches.
Yeah.
So you get a mix of the two together.
Wow.
It's a really nice shawl. I'm waiting for it to like cool down and I can actually.
Of course. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lovely shawl.
It's really beautiful. I mean, now that I see the color, maybe because, you know, I'm inspired by the, you know, the colors that you choose are so nice, but if you think, you know, it's exactly the same color. So if you were to use the,
you could, I think,
lace in moss held double, which I so happen to have here. And then probably you could use the Baby Yak silk for the something.
Yeah, you could use that. You could also probably use Kupa.
Oh, the Kupa. I was just thinking
that might work nicely, or even
I just so happen to have a bag here of it.
Yeah, I would say either Kupa, or if you want, you could maybe do the Tibetan Cloud Mini.
Oh, but I think I would like it with the Kupa. I think it's
I think Kupa could work.
Yeah, so it's some of the.
Yeah.
Of course, I pulled the pink, but.
Well, I mean, I've got pink in here, so, but yeah,
I think blue as well. I mean, could the oranges. So I have a plastic bag.
Could do like pink and orange. That could be quite.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
The moss. I think that could work.
So I'm trying to, but let's do these two colors. One of these is too dark, I think. But some of the lighter one with the more orangey thing.
Yeah.
I think
that could work.
And, oh wait, Amy, sorry. Amy says petrol too.
Ooh, yeah.
You see how organized I am?
It's hard. You must need baskets, tables, and baskets.
Yeah. I have it all here, all the bag. So petrol would definitely be gorgeous with that. Would be really, really nice. And again, I think.
And the silk, if you try it with the silk, you'll get a nice little shimmer in there.
The shimmer, I was looking at.
You get a shimmer, yeah. It won't be quite as fluffy, maybe, but I think it would be quite shimmery.
To be very honest, I was just trying to grab the silk. Oh yeah, and I didn't want to make so much noise. But even with the blues, with the this would be with the silk. That would be very nice too. Just to keep it more tone on tone, or of course.
Yeah, you could definitely do tonal. I think that would look quite pretty.
But also, just use more. Also with the moss. That would be nice. Anyway, so you see any, and again, you know, it's more about the chat. It's not about the yarn. You know, I don't know if we will just put all the kit together. I don't think we have the time to do that. But it just gives you idea of what you could do. And by all means, you can always email us and say, this is what I would like to do. And so then we can try to help you out and find the right yarn as well. Or, you know, if you go to one of the stores, they carry our yarn, you say, this is, you know, that's what I said, get me the yarn. And you can also get it through your local store, which is very nice to support them. The next one is this one.
Yes, I have that one.
I did not pronounce it. Open that. Was Alex going to pronounce it? Is that Ayato? Ayato?
Yes. Yeah, Ayato. Yeah. Which means timeless in English.
Oh, nice.
Partly because when I did the swatch for this, it started reminding me a little bit of Chanel. So I kind of went, I'm going to call it timeless. So yes.
You do say this knitted fringe sweater has the timeless quality of a Chanel tweed jacket. Yeah. So it's gorgeous.
Yes. So you get lots of fun. So just a little bit of fringe at the bottom and then this stripe with the two colors. And I did it quite tonal, so they blend a little bit. Wow. But it is one where it's really fun just to like run your fingers up and down the print.
That looks so pretty. I mean, that's just this color that I see. It just again would be we have the singing background.
Mhm.
The petrol as a base and is let me see
I would say Kupa or the silk would work.
about that.
Yeah, that's quite nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's in the chat. Like I'm doing what? Well, you know, normally we do have her, you know, when I do this long chat, she's here with me and she just helped me and she's just she passed me this instead of me having to rummage through it. But this is great as well.
Yeah, that's a beautiful.
So that would be really nice. So that again would be the petrol lace held double with the Savitri and Fieno in Baby Yak silk. That would be big. Make it
really nice.
So what do? Do you cut it? How does it work? I mean, you know, I know that people shouldn't take a workshop, but how does it?
And I wish I had my tool near me. I have made tools now because there isn't. For a while, I had this very silly little stick that I used, which was just the right width, and I wrap it around to make the loop so they're all even. So the only bits you're actually cutting that are kind of loose are at the beginning and the end of the fringe. You have like little, the rest are, let's see if I can move this close up. This is going to be interesting. They're all little loose.
It's funny, actually, now that I look at this so close up, is remind me of a Tibetan traditional of the Kavachen carpet.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It looks, yeah, it definitely has kind of that carpet texture, but the way you kind of.
But this particular technique is different from the, you know, the carpet that then you cut and you just there. Is a particular carpet, and I know because I have one at home, and my sister hates it because she said it's like, you know, like vacuum it is like.
Oh yes, I can imagine.
On the wall. But it reminds me, that's interesting to see how different techniques, maybe they travel through the Silk Road in a way. It could be that, where they coming from. I'm just sorry, my daughter is cleaning up. So she is using a broom. Anastasia, devi fare piano però, sai? So she's like, sure, whatever, I'll do what I want. And but I don't know, she loves to clean, which is great. She's just, you know,
very handy to have.
Oh yeah, she's there. She's yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry, I completely lost it. So what's the next one? Oh my God, we already got an hour. Would you believe this?
Yes.
Next technique is the knitted braids.
Braids, yes.
Let's talk about this one.
Okay, that sweater. I can grab that one.
I was talking about the techniques, but
the techniques. So the techniques. So there are a lot of different.
It's not the first sweater. Or socks are the next thing. Yeah.
Socks are the next. So the book covers 2 types of knitted braids. There are a lot more than that, but these are kind of 2 that I quite like to use, and they're good starter braids. They're good ones to kind of, if you've never done one, a good place to start. One of the braids is one that I've used quite a bit. So I've used in the Selly sweater and cardigan that I did for Laine magazine issue 10, which is the Kihno beats or Kihno braid, which is what I used on the socks called Kihno, which are the first ones in the book. So they're just, these braids are made up, so you do have to kind of fall in love with purling a little bit, because you do use floats to kind of help make the V shape in both styles. Yeah. There's a little bit of twisting yarn. I know yarn will get a little bit twisted, but it is worth it.
Oh yeah, I found it.
It is worth it. Yeah, so I can hold
beautiful. Yeah.
Up. So this has the Kihno braid with just a bit of color work just at the top of the leg, and then you got a nice.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah,
you know, I don't have not even one pair of knit or socks, so
I don't knit a lot of socks. I tend to do more like fingerless gloves and things like that, but this was kind of one occasion I was like, okay, I'll do a sock. I have a lot of friends who are sock knitters.
I think you have a great balance in the book between, you know, bigger, as you said at the beginning, bigger garments, like you have a cardigan, you have the sweater, you have the shawl, bigger shawl, small shawl, the hats, the socks. I think it's perfect. I think it's good because you have something for everybody. Different weights and different colors, different, that's why I think so many people are in love with the book. So the next one is kangas.
Yes, which is what my
It's a large shawl. It can be, yeah.
Yes, this is kind of, I've done a second one of these just for myself, but this is the one from the book, which my light is getting very bright in here.
It's good to show the picture as well. I know it's beautiful to see that. It's just you're just a little bit.
I'm in the sun. There we go.
It? But it's very late there. What time is it?
It is 8 o'clock.
8.
It's 8 o'clock.
What do you mean you have the sun still there?
You have the sun till it usually goes down around 9 o'clock. So in the next hour, it'll start to get darker. But today has been particularly sunny. So usually it's quite grey sometimes, but today is a nice summer day.
We take the sunny days.
Yeah. So this is a nice one. Lots of garter stitch. So mindless, but quite easy with both styles of braids in the book. So the Gihno braid and the twisted braid. So just gives it a little bit of stripes, but really squishy texture.
So that's you said. So you would say that this is a beginner or not?
I think you could do this as a beginner one. It starts off, so you start off with, I think, if I remember, 3 stitches. So you're doing an I-cord edge and lots of garter stitch, and then you're just doing the braids every so often. So it is a quite fairly beginner friendly one. So if you wanted to do try the braids, this is a really good project because you're just doing braids.
You can just make a little swatch and see whether you like it or not. Or you do like me, you just do the easy parts and then you call your friend and say, hey, what do I do now? And you get them to knit that row, and then you continue with your garter stitch. Yeah. And
you watch tutorial videos on how to do it.
Or somebody, whatever is quicker for you. Whatever is easy, depends what time you have. Or what kind of friends you have around as well. I think that's
true. That's true. I'm usually the friend. So when I show up to knit night, they're like, well, you're the designer. So I am the go-to person for all pattern questions, whether it's mine or not, which is fine. I enjoy the challenge of figuring things out.
Now, this is a really nice, it's a DK yarn. So it would definitely be nice with a cloud, right?
Yeah.
With the black. But we have a beautiful blue.
You can do this in so many colors. And actually, the one I finished for myself, which I am lending to someone, I have to get it back. I was inspired by my test knitter, and she color blocked hers. So she did it in the different sections of different color, and just changed. I was like, oh, that's really nice. That's very clever.
That would be very nice. I have a pile of yarn, of course. I think that the darker blue Gentiana and Dahlia together would work really well. I have Petunia here, which is the black, but
I mean, Petunia is nice too. So, but I think you can kind of play around. It's one that,
but also those ones. If you use the black, I think that would be also very nice. Blue and yellow is too busy bee, but I think, but if you use, I think that would be very nice too. I'm just trying to see where I have them. Not to use the pink, of course. Try not to use the pink. Let's not try to use the pink.
It's a nice pink.
Yes, it is a very nice. So the next one is Virvendus.
Yeah, that's this one. So it's a take on kind of like a classic stripe sweater, but instead of doing kind of knit stripes, you're making the stripes with the smallest braid that I have, so the Gihno braid. And I kind of alternated the contrast colors in my braids, so
very nice.
Add a little bit of extra striping, but it's a little bit of a twist on a classic. Yeah,
that's very nice. It's actually a nice sweater. So that the braid is only over 2 rows or
2 rows, so quite easy. The first one is just knitting alternating colors. The second one is purling with twisting yarns, but it is one of my probably my favorite braid because it's very simple and fairly quick to do, just 2 rows of knitting.
2 rows, and it gives it that nice effect, almost like it just brings everything together.
Yeah.
And the fact that you've done it with the different, you alternate the colors. I
Yeah.
think this would be very nice with just all the different colors as well. I mean, if you have sash yarn, so
you could do one color for the main color and just change.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. This is also size. Yeah, it's also DK plus lace held together.
So you don't have to do. So I added a bit of mohair to my main color just for a little bit of halo. But I have had loads of people do it without the mohair.
Just a DK, yeah.
Just a DK. So yeah, you could do it like in the Tibetan Cloud, and it would look lovely.
But if you have it, so the lace is because of the mohair, so it's not that one will have to go with the medium to do it, or you could do it with the medium.
You could do it with the medium; it would still work.
Right, but it would be or the lace. Yeah, I think I would just do it with the cloud and add some mohair. I just have like some friends that just add mohair to everything. I
kind of pick and choose, and this was one time I was like, I'm gonna just add mohair just for fun, but you don't have to. So you can pick and choose whether you want mohair or not.
So the next one is Tulyak.
Tulyak, yeah.
I got it.
There you go. So I should get this from the right side. So this is top down with a little bit of a high neck, but you've got all the action going on in kind of the lower part, the sleeves and the body. So using both styles of braids, but with color work. Pull this up close.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Actually, you can see better in your picture than in this photo.
I know it's hard to see.
It's hard.
Some of the detail.
The photo in this one, I just like, I want to see it closer. So you
want to see closer? Yeah, I can like hold mine up. So I did this with lace weight yarn. So actually the yak lace would work. So it's all held double. But I did for the color work section, I actually held a natural color with brighter colors. So it toned it down a little bit. So there's a slight marl. Not very much, but it just toned down.
Yeah, it is really nice.
And blended.
And you only work with one color at a time?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, no, it's Fair Isle color work. So you do 2 colors at the same time, but it's just 2 colors.
If you're like me that can't use the 2 fingers,
But you can do it on one hand, or you can just pick up and drop. So I started when I did color work, I just picked one at a time.
I do that.
Holding it in my one hand, and now I do it 2-handed, but it took me a lot of time and practice.
Yeah, when I see that, I was like, whoa, it's beautiful.
It takes practice, but yeah.
That's really beautiful. The next one is a traditional men's sweater from the island of Kinu.
Yes. I will grab. So I have the one.
Impress guys with my
mannequin that I have is wearing the dress version of it.
Oh yeah, so it's called Troy.
Troy, yeah. So that's the name of this style of sweater. And then the cover one is.
Oh yeah, so it comes in 2 versions, right? It comes in a dress version.
Dress or sweater. So they're the same, apart from the length is different, and I've done 2 different pocket styles, but you could mix and match the pockets if you wanted. So I've done the pockets on the dress in the side.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so just in the side.
It's quite fitted. The dress, is that quite fitted?
So this is a drop shoulder, so it's not super fitted. It's a little, you can do it with more ease. So it should hang a little bit over the shoulder. So you want about, I think I've put in 8 inches of ease in it. So this is color work, all over color work, but it has the Gihno braid on the cuffs, and then you've got it on the shoulders and the hem.
Right.
And so this is probably the most traditional pattern.
Yeah, it looks more traditional, I think. It's more complex. And I think when you think about Estonian, especially when you see the finger, the mitts, I think that's the pattern that sort of I see. in a lot of them, similar, you know,
This
ideas.
is like traditional colors.
Yeah.
The one on the cover is completely, that's very untraditional, kind of
Untraditional, so
modern.
it's like a modern take on that.
This
And-
one's done with slightly more modern technique, so it is seamless. There are steeks in it, just because I think knitting color work flat is not worth it. It's just not worth it. It's a lot easier in the round.
And this is a DK weight, so Tibetan Cloud could work.
Actually, it's a sport weight.
It's a 4 weight, so
sport weight.
Tibetan Cloud would work.
Perfect weight.
It's done in sport weight. Could be done in Tibetan Cloud Cladonia with the card. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
1 second here. Just give me 1 second.
I'll hold this up so those of you watching can see. Hopefully my light is just going on. This one is in very subtle, more modern colors. Oh, I think you're still on mute.
I'm still muted. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But thank you for talking while I was
No
doing
worries. No worries.
it. Dropped and I got worried. I'm sorry. I think I had the idea for the colors. Let me see. There was a Tibetan Cloud in Cladonia, which is the first color that we see in the the lighter version that we had.
Yeah.
With Canella, which is the burnt orange, Salice grigio, which is a gray, wild daisy, which is a natural white, and the black petunia, tulipano, and cherry blossom. So we got them all. The red, the pink, the black, the white, the greenish, we got them all. So I hope that you pay attention, because somebody will have to type this up.
There you go.
That's me tonight. Actually, probably Amy's typing it right now. So the next, so we are on the next technique.
Yes.
VESKI.
Yes. So these are kind of a take on twisted stitches. So they make the look of kind of like cable knitting, but no cable needle required. And you can do twisting.
Very nice.
2 knit stitches over each other, or a knit and purl stitch, but yeah, no cable needle. So lots.
I'm sorry, I'm just going to interrupt real quick, because this picture online under your website, Alex, comes up under Mustiala.
Yeah.
Yeah. The technique is called VESKI. Now we are going to, and we will show. So the technique is the name of the technique, and now we are going to show that. I was going in order, but as you have it there, is Mustiala?
Yes. So that's the name of a parish on the largest island in Estonia, Saaremaa, and this is a stitch pattern that they use usually on white gloves. So I kind of took it and decided, let's give it a little bit more attention and put it on a really nice vest. This is a super flattering one, as you've got lots of ribbing between your kind of cable-like panels. So you can wear it with kind of 0 negative ease, or you can add ease, but it's very forgiving and very flattering.
That's really beautiful too. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the questions that we have is, do Estonian knit continental?
Yes, most Estonian knitters knit continental. I think I only know a handful of people who do kind of the throwing style, but pretty much everyone is a continental knitter. The older generations, you might find some throwing.
I'm a thrower.
Yeah.
I'm old generation. You just dated me.
No, it's fine. I knit continental, but my mom and I we purl differently continental. Because the way she does a Norwegian purl, and I haven't quite mastered that, but I learned how to do throwing style because I live in the UK and I teach a lot of throwing knitters, so I know how to do it. I mostly do it when I'm doing color work, but yeah, it's not my most comfortable way of knitting, but I can do it.
Yeah, I have to learn. I have to learn. So the next one up is, we have my yak in the actual book. Do you want to come? So my daughter wants to model it. Come here.
I will model with her, though she's
Yes,
a cuter model than me, so we can be matching.
That. And of course, we have some guests coming to the gallery, which is, it means we will have to.
Wait, are we on live?
Yes, we are live. So people are actually seeing you.
Yeah.
Do you want to say hi?
Amy,
Yeah, Amy's there too.
are you there?
Yeah, she's there. She cannot talk to you, but she's there.
Oh.
She's watching.
Say
She's
hi to
making
people.
sure.
Hello.
Okay. So do you like the hat? Yeah. So we have few colors for it, right? There's only one skein. This is the, yeah. So this is the, no, it's not that one. It's this one. Yeah, up here. It's the cashmere. This one is done with the baby yak cashmere, with the cashmere. So you have that beautiful color on your head. Or which color do you like? Do you like that one? This is Alex's mom that knit that, the hat. What about this color? That's
nice.
That would be nice in the yellow, no? Look at her face. Nope.
She's like, nope.
Nope. What about this
Yellow.
blue one? Or this stormy sea? What about this one?
Maybe. No.
No, not really. Gray. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Okay, great.
Yeah, she's a cool one. And what about the green? Gray is the morning fog. What about the green?
The green is okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to
green
help Rafkar opening that door? Yeah.
Fine.
She was like, what's happening? So yeah, these are some of the colors, and of course the color that you have here as well. So that would be just one skein, easy project to
easy
do
project.
one skein.
Super nice to kind of play with the cashmere, which was what I wanted to do. I've been like, had a skein of cashmere. I was like, I want to do something with it. So
let's do something bigger.
I know next time it'll be bigger.
Yeah. The next project, we've done that. So the next one is Wormsy.
Yes. So I have the original, but then I also have a Tibetan Cloud version now too.
There you
So
go.
yes, that's the original one. So it is on a sport weight, and it is a top-down yoke sweater. Very kind of simple and easy, but then you have the VESKI kind of twisted stitches in with kind of a rib pattern.
Oh
that
yeah,
look like waves. Yeah. So let's see if I can get them.
That's really beautiful.
They look like waves, but it has stretch to it because it is ribbing. So it's kind of sits about from the elbow down. You get kind of a really
I can see that. You have such a nice photo of you here as well.
Yes.
The photos of you are so
Jenny
nice.
takes really, she's taken pretty much all the pictures of me.
Yeah. Hi. Somebody came to see the gallery, so you know.
Oh, we've got yes.
And you said, did you said you have? Oh yes, you have a version in Tibetan Cloud with, I think it's Passiflora.
Yes, Passiflora. Yeah. And it works really
nice. Squishy, yeah, still.
Squishy. You just have really nice stitch definition for the sleeve pattern.
Beautiful.
Yeah, really nice and light.
That's really gorgeous.
Yeah.
And the next one, wow, how many do we have? Tool? Not tool.
Tools, yeah. My pals. Great.
Yeah, I think it's like, sorry, the book.
I mean, that's how much
I've never done a live with. So you will see people moving around, which is perfectly fine.
So this is almost the same color as Passiflora. So this is in a sport weight V-neck sweater, and you just have the details running on the raglan.
Oh yeah.
Then they go all the way down.
Oh yeah, look at that.
The body to the side. Yeah. So they run down the side and try and like, and you
This
kind
is
of get,
the nice detail there. Yeah, that we see.
and then you get a faux seam on the sleeve just with a bit of ribbing. So it's kind of making seams look pretty. It's a seamless project, but it kind of looks like it's been pieced together.
And that, Debbie, thank you for saying that my daughter looks adorable.
She's a really good model. She's very
She
good
is. That's why I have to put it on, because I'm like, it's it looks so much better on her than on me. And your mom has been so generous that she needs two.
Yes, she made two.
And actually, this one is I think this is the bigger one. and it fits her
There's
perfectly
two,
more like
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, she's a good model. Oh, we have the other one. The next technique is bubbles.
Bubbles, yes.
Everybody loves a good bubble.
There are just 3 patterns in that one, and I think I remember. Can't remember.
Oh,
Which
let me read. The first one is
this one.
Kilil.
Yes. Well done. That means corn flour in English. So this is kind of a take on simplifying a traditional Estonian lace shawl, but doing it as kind of a little like kerchief cowl. So I've done it with fingering weight with mohair. So the mohair is used for the bubbles. So you get kind of textured bubbles, and the way bubbles are worked. This is I think the most well-known Estonian stitch in the knitting world, which is a nupp, which is the bobble.
Yeah.
And the way we use bobbles is more to make patterns. So they kind of look like swallows, but also flower petals. So bobbles aren't just used for texture, but they make patterns.
That's beautiful. And yeah, it looks like a swallow. You're right.
So I did them like so. Yeah, so the national symbols for Estonia are cornflowers and swallows. So I kind of went, it looks like both.
Oh,
so
nice.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And so this would be nice with a lace hair double with some mohair attached to it, added to it as well.
Yeah.
I think that would be nice. One of the yarn store that we work with very closely is Pick Up Every Stitch here in Mount Kisco. And the owner, Felicia, loves mohair. So this one is for you, Felicia. Just get some of the yarn and add some mohair. And
it looks so nice. Lots of really nice color choices.
Nice. Yeah.
And
so this one is
Mulin.
Mulin, sorry. I was just...
No, sorry. I can read names. Yeah, so this one is done just in a fingering weight, and you have just the bobbles. This doesn't have any yarn over, so the cowl has a little bit of lace in it with yarn overs. This is just bobbles with stockinette stitch, so it's all about the texture, but you get this kind of like cross and diamond pattern with the bobbles, and they're just on the front and the back. The sleeves are plain, so just getting lots of nice texture.
Let me see what the orange silk. Well, sorry, Amy, I think I just
okay.
I was like, what do I have to do? She was suggesting the the Savitri, the Baby Yak. What yarn is this?
Oh, for the cowl?
Oh no, yeah, what kind of weight?
I was talking about the sweater.
Yeah,
the
sweater is a fingering weight, so you can do the yak lace.
The yak has double, or it could be it could be done in the kupa as well, I think.
Yeah, the kupa would be really nice.
Yeah, that would be very nice.
Really nice.
That's a beautiful one. And I think we're almost at the end with the two more.
Last one. No, just one.
Yeah, the last one. Okay, you pronounce this one. Your turn.
So this one is called Mulki, and this is named after a region in the southwest called Mulgimaa, and the dialect and the people there are called Mulgi or Mulk, and they're known for the men. Their national folk costumes are really long black wool coats with red detailing. So I kind of translated that into this, which is a really nice saddle shoulder pattern, but you've got this detailing all the way down the sleeve. So it's a wrapped bobble. So you're kind of making a wrap stitch. And I did it around ribbing. Let's see if I can stretch this.
That's very
nice.
That
gives a little bit of a smock effect. And I did it with a bit of fluff, but you could do it in a smoother yarn, but it's really nice with a contrasting color just to make it pop.
I think that would be nice with the petunia, with the black, the Tibetan cloud in black, and add whatever nice color you like.
Whatever contrast color you
would get some shine to it. You will get some texture. That would be really
Yeah, you
color
could do
of
the silk, you could do the kupa, you could
Yes.
do
even you can
options.
have that. That would be nice as well. So that would be nice. Whoa, can't believe we went through the entire book for every single design. That's been incredible. Thank you so much for showing them.
My
all.
pleasure.
And so you're coming to the US.
I'm coming back to the US, yeah. I'm coming over for a month, so I'm very excited because I've been stuck in Europe, which is not a bad thing, but it's nice to be able to come back and see knitters in the US again.
Yeah.
And it's been.
So you have a book tour here, right?
Yes. So the book tour is in the works. So yes, I will be in the US for the month of September.
So we won't say what or when or how, but it might be that we can have one event with Aleks here, if I can manage to get the space booked. And who knows, we might be able to do a workshop. We definitely have a part, if she comes, there will be a book, there will be kits, there will be.
I'm traveling with all the samples.
Yeah,
so the samples and I are traveling.
We'll get some of the books and we'll see, we can't promise, but it's in the work. We will try to organize it, but it would be so nice to have you here. And who knows, maybe we can even able to organize a workshop. Wouldn't that be nice to learn all of these techniques? So yeah, if you are in the New York area, Connecticut, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, just trying to, we will let you know as soon as we can, of course. But this has been really lovely. I can't believe we almost done, almost 2 hours.
My goodness.
Yeah,
but it's been fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have decided, we have done tons of kits. We know more about the techniques. We have a knitting retreat organized almost. We have workshops done. I think that's a good day job. Yes, that's good for a Sunday.
It's like a lot of good work for a Sunday.
Exactly.
Now we leave it to all the knitters to buy all the yarn and everything, so they're ready to go.
Now you just have to go and remember to go and get some of the yellow Kora this week.
Yeah.
So, but this week, this week. So anyway, so I just want to thank everybody for watching us. Thank you, Aleks, for being with us. This has been a while in the making, but we finally had the opportunity to chat with you. And we will see you at the next episode, whenever we'll be, wherever we will be, who knows, but we are here. Make sure you subscribe down below. You follow Aleks on social media, as we said, website, liking. We love when you like us. We love when you just put these little hearts on our posts and anyone else, so we know that we are doing something right, at least, and keep you company for at least an hour or two once in a while. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Let me see.